Spoilers. So, what the fuck happened? Is this a musical?
No.
Like, is this really good?
It's a musical, just not a good one.
No, it's not. It is not a musical.
It's a musical.
It's not a musical.
No, you said it's a musical. It's a musical. I don't care how much you're gonna deny. Like, it's not a musical. It is a musical.
No, but
singing, dancing.
They could call it the genre a musical, but it's like a half. I think that's.
It's
like
a half-ass
musical.
Like, I mean,
because most musicals,
look,
like,
I
they
think
incorporate the music into the movie, and
Yeah.
this was just like random cuts into like a music video, which was weird.
Yeah, like him in the interview, and then he just cuts after that.
Yeah,
You're like, is the interview over? I don't know if you had that feeling too. When he was being interviewed, and then he started singing, like, I didn't know if the next scene, the musical was over, if it was just showing something, like, happening next. But it was over, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck?
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I think, so what was the best song that you heard from this?
Yeah,
None? None?
Yeah, I'm sorry. No.
Can you remember at least one?
I don't remember any.
I don't remember anything, nor do I remember the soundtrack. So.
Was there at least something?
Brother, I don't remember nothing.
Because, god damn it.
I just remember the visuals on some of them. The courtroom one was the best one. I remember thinking that the courtroom one was best. I don't remember what they were singing, but I remember the visuals when Lady Gaga was painting the smile, like from the trailer. And then the one where they're dancing in front of the moon because of the visuals. Other than that, I don't know.
I forgot about the moon.
Dude, I don't remember much. I just remember the Joker like tweaking out when she was playing the piano or whatever.
No, piano?
That might have been the moon.
That might have been the moon. We're going to build a mountain.
No, not.
Which one was it?
Was it that one? I
thought it was that one.
I don't remember this.
Because you're not going to remember this. Because that's how bad of a movie it was. I remember Argyle from beginning to end. This one I'm having trouble with.
I hated it.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything.
This one's ass. I'm sorry. This is the worst movie that I've seen in a while.
I watch a lot of bad movies.
Yeah, but this one takes the cake. This one takes the cake. Yeah. Just because it has the disappointment in there, and I was ready
that's why you gave it the worst, because it was disappointing.
It was hella disappointing. I was sad.
But
I came here
to be disappointing means it must have the seeds to possibly be good.
Yeah, of course. We saw the trailer, didn't we?
The trailer did look good.
Yeah.
The trailer
looked good.
Yeah.
And then it kind of just slapped you in the face when we actually did see it.
That was a really good trailer.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, I still, I really like this is going
So there was seeds planted, you just didn't see it. You probably went walking it. Oh, yeah, you didn't water it, did you? Sorry, I'm pissed because obviously this is a really bad film. And obviously, there's reasons why. It's like one of the most negative reviews right now for almost every single one of them. People are very disappointed with this film.
I just don't think it was the worst movie. If the musical was at least good, I think it would have helped the movie a lot. But
no, it would have. The thing is, if you're gonna do some music, and especially if you got a star that has a nice voice, you would expect to have at least a very good, decent, like at least a decent one in there. But none of them is memorable. It's like passable, and to be honest, it was just not even like singing at that point. It was just yelling in the mic, like what we're doing now.
Yeah.
So it was just that bad. Like I for the life of me, I'm like, the only thing that I remember from the like at least the soundtrack was when the Joker was in the car, and it wasn't them singing, it was the radio singing. I want to dance in the moonlight. That's what I remember. Yeah, and it wasn't even from them. So it was just funny to me. It's like that's the only thing I remember from the song.
God.
So yeah, this is really bad. Either way, it's just so bad. But what happens? So how did the Joker, or how did Arthur finally became the Joker?
What do you mean, in this movie?
Yeah, in this movie. How did he come again?
Showed up in the courtroom with makeup on. What do you mean?
Well, what I'm trying to say is, how did he transform back into the Joker?
Dude, I'm trying to remember this movie. I'm sorry.
So basically what happened is, Joker is, Joker is not no more. He's not there. Basically, it's just Arthur who is, sad, depressed, but people, kind of either respect him or kind of just hate him.
Well, okay, now I kind of remember. Everyone basically just started calling him the Joker. That's pretty much why.
Yeah, but
And
he doesn't feel like the Joker.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what he wasn't. He isn't the Joker. At least he feels like he's Arthur Fleck.
Yeah.
And the problem that was getting to him is that people kept on calling him Joker, Joker, Joker. What's her name? Harley Quinn basically is what really sparked it back up.
Yeah.
And then everyone else around him, they're calling him Joker already. Tell us a joke, Joker. All this stuff. It was basically
the interviews.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest one, was the interview.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because like he started singing stuff like that, but as you can tell, he was getting more crazy and crazy with the musicals going on, whatever the hell the musicals were, anyways. But Harley Quinn's character is the one that really sparked it and stuff like that for him returning as the Joker.
Yeah, it's made him come back, like get out of his shell.
And he was the talk of everything for 2 years straight.
Yeah. He was Arthur
Fleck. Yeah. They weren't calling him the Arthur Fleck. They were calling him Joker.
Joker.
Yeah.
Until that's when Harley showed up and say, I guess she checked herself in because I guess she was she was pretending to be a psychic or a mental patient.
I think she's actually mentally ill, but she checked herself in, but she had some stuff going on, obviously.
She was a super fan. She was one of those people that a serial killer who looks handsome, who goes on trial and he kills people. Like those serial killers who gets love letters from fans.
Fucking Dahmer, Ted Bundy.
There you go, like that. Those are the women that go, oh, you pretty. When are you out? I don't know. I'm staying here forever. Basically, those kind of people that... That is
weird that they get fucking letters like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fucking crazy.
That was pretty alright. It's basically
I didn't
that's
think
what Harley
about
Quinn
that,
was.
but I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That is a fucking thing. It's like, what the fuck?
So basically, that was Harley Quinn. She was obsessed with, not with Arthur, but with Joker.
Yes.
And that's when we found out in the film that she was upset with him during the courtroom because he wouldn't take the role as the Joker. That he's like, I'm not the Joker. I'm just Arthur.
Yeah.
That's who I am. So
exactly.
Yeah, and I love it how he's just trying to play with her. He's like, no, I love you. Like the Joker doesn't love you, but I love you. It's just like, I don't want that one. I want the actual Joker.
Yeah.
That's how during the what was it, like the solitary confinement?
Yeah.
How he's putting makeup all over him.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was weird.
Yeah,
but I understand.
Until the ending, I was like.
Even when they met up after, she said like the fantasy was more exciting, like them planning to be together after than she was like there was never an ending. So she was kind of similar than he was in that aspect.
Yeah, because all she ever was talking about is the mountain. What is this mountain that we keep talking about?
I think it's a reference to a musical or something. I don't know.
Really?
It probably. I'm assuming. I'm just assuming.
It went over my head then.
I mean, like, I never heard of it.
You'd have to
too,
know musicals, like old
Probably.
musicals to probably. That's just what I'm assuming. I don't know.
That's what I say. I thought it was like a crime syndicate kind of thing. Maybe. Like, I'm going to build a mountain out of dead people or something. I don't know.
No.
That's what I thought. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I guess they're going to bring down the city.
I just assumed that there's something that they're referencing.
Yeah, exactly. But obviously, so what happened after that? Like throughout the whole film, that she was trying to get Arthur. She technically, in a way, kind of killed Arthur, right? Basically, bringing out the Joker because there was this one scene that she shot him, but it was all fake.
Oh, that's when he found out that when the lawyer told him that she was lying about her reasons and stuff like that. That she lived a block away from him, that she wasn't rich, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That's when she was basically faking all her, her issues. Like her daddy beats her, but it was all fake.
She said she set her parents' house on fire.
Oh yeah, she killed her parents. No, I mean, I thought no. I don't think she said she killed her parents, but she said her mom sent her there.
And her dad beat her, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she did say that.
Okay. Yeah, that's how I was trying to remember. I was like, what else did she do? So yeah, it's basically she was trying to sympathize with the Joker. Like we basically came from the same neighborhood, and it turned out it was all fake.
Yeah.
And she told the Joker that I'm pregnant with your baby.
I didn't really like that they added that part about her lying and stuff.
I don't think she's pregnant.
I mean,
No,
she
not.
was because in the trailer she was.
Yeah, they showed
It
her.
was
She
just
looked fat.
Oh yeah, so
Her-
so apparently
oh yeah.
yeah, so apparently during the whole setup and they were doing the shoots for the final ending, he wanted to keep it very secret. So he did 3 alternative endings and he was trying to keep it like to go like so one of these are the one is going to be the actual real ending. So he just wanted to confuse people inside of it. So he's like basically he did 3 of them. So
he
I
really thought this was a big deal to keep.
Yeah,
secret.
he was trying to get
Yeah.
people not to spoil this damn movie.
Mm.
So he knew which one was the real one, but everybody else didn't. And obviously he was doing every single scene. And he's like, I guess this one's going to be the real one, or that one, or this one. So basically everybody was working overtime for just this one scene that happened in the ending. And obviously that's where you probably see where she was probably pregnant with this kid, or probably something else going down the stairs together. It's like those alternative endings that, to be honest, could have been better if we could probably look at it. I kind of want to see it now.
Well, I do want to see the alternate
alternative
endings, but
yeah.
I mean, the ending for this film
I
wasn't
liked the
bad.
ending. I really liked it.
I did not, but we'll get to that soon. So obviously during the court case scene, you know how really wasn't that good. I think it was really bad.
Yeah, and it was
Like,
the
nothing
whole
really-
majority of the
really-
movies who.
Yeah.
So
Like-
boring. I already hate court movies, except for that one that came out last year. What was
Better
that
Call
called?
Saul.
No,
No.
the French or the German movie. I don't remember.
Oh yeah.
But anyways,
Anatomy
yeah.
of a Fall.
Yes, that one was funny.
Yeah, so don't get me wrong. There were some shiny moments I think that was pretty alright. Where let's just say when obviously that chick showed up again. What was her like false lover that she supposedly had relationships with Arthur, but he was just imagining things.
Oh,
Because this is the part.
that was boring.
Yeah,
I know.
even with the little guy, it was boring too.
That was boring. A lot of people like that scene with Mr. What was his name? Mr. Riddle.
Puddles.
Puddles.
Yeah,
I found
No, that was
funny.
boring.
Yeah.
I don't know.
and then when the Joker Arthur like starts interviewing him, I'm like,
It was so cringe. I
really?
was like, please stop.
Well, that part, yeah. But I'm saying like the part where he's basically basically like nobody knew like what exactly the mother did to him. You know?
Yeah, that was.
I
yeah.
like that part. I liked it how he's just like the mother never really cared about him. He's just some annoying kid, and just saying that yeah, I hated his laugh. Like his laugh is so creepy or something like that.
Mhm.
And the only thing that Arthur got something good from her mother was a compliment. Is like, you will bring joy to the world. Like, you'll bring laughter to it.
But she was just
Yeah, she was
saying
just saying that for the fuck of it,
yeah.
And he got that mentality idea
Yeah.
to go like, I'm gonna be a clown. I'm gonna bring like, joking to everything. Like, be a comedian. And he wasn't very funny. That's what the mom was saying.
Yeah.
So I was like, ooh, like you hearted, and that's why he probably killed her. Did he kill her?
Yeah, he killed her.
Oh, okay.
He
Yeah,
like
that's why.
suffocated her or something like that. Why he became the way he is.
Oh yeah, of course. And what were they trying to prove with the court case thing? Why was the court case happening in the first place?
Yeah. Execute.
Well, yeah. Remember, there's Harvey Dent.
Well, they were trying which I thought him going against Harvey Dent was interesting.
I like that part.
I do like that they had a Harvey Dent as a character here. As for his character, I mean, he was a pretty straightforward, bring you down guy,
Well, yeah.
But that's, I think, Harvey Dent's character pretty much in the whole comic until he becomes Two-Face, really.
Yeah.
But they were looking for the death penalty. His lawyers, what they know is that he has a problem. But these guys over here are saying, like, he killed these people because he wanted to.
But
They were
why?
trying to say he has a split personality.
There you go. He was like mentally disabled or mentally ill, and they needed to get him a real hospital instead of being stuck in prison
Yeah.
to get looked after. That's what the lawyer wanted to do, but of course, Arthur just says, "No, I'm going to be the Joker. I'm going to start making a scene and then bring out Mr. Puddles, and then I'm going to fire my lawyer in front of national TV." I do like that part. They're kind of streaming the whole thing, and everybody was like on the edge when they fired
the lawyer.
the lawyer part.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, okay. But the puddle thing though,
People like that scene, really?
people liked it just because I guess it was. I guess he tried making a point, but I guess it was lost.
About like trauma and having to see something like that, and that's what obviously he was explaining. So people like that's shown, and that Joker doesn't understand. He's like, no, I like you though, and he's like, no, you don't get it. I saw some like horrible things, and it caused trauma. So that's why people like that scene. But I don't know. It was just
For me, I thought he was doing a point that like you know how he's scaring them and telling them. So, like, remember when he was talking about like, so when I killed that person, do you saw as Arthur doing that? And he said, no, I saw the Joker. That's what I saw. He's like, what was that? The Joker? Like all like that, like funny goofy thing. I thought they were playing into like his personality. That's why I thought he was gonna walk away free in the trailer, but it wasn't. It was just him, I guess. Just what was that?
No, yeah.
That's what I thought it was gonna happen. I thought he was just going like, see, it wasn't Arthur, it was the Joker that was doing all the madness.
But he kept saying things that would.
Yeah, I think he just lost a point during that time. I guess Todd Phillips had an idea, but I guess he just kind of went lost.
No,
with
it's because Arthur would say things because he doesn't have a split personality. That's not.
But no, that's
what they're trying to prove. But Arthur doesn't want to lie and say like he's like, no, I'm this way because of what happened to me in my life, and I had like fantasies and I can't fulfill them, and I don't want to do this anymore. And so, yeah, I don't know. That's just they're trying to get him off the hook, and what he's saying should still hold up, but the fact is it doesn't hold up and people don't really care, and they said he was guilty.
So of course, but the thing is, it's just like I could understand the message from outside from this movie because this movie did a very poor job of explaining that. If they was trying to explain
if you're aware, which I am, of what they're trying to say, I saw that ending as a representation of how our world is right now, and that he got killed for trying to be who he was and trying to get help, and no one gave a fuck, and he just got killed for it. So that's what I saw the ending as.
If you're
aware of the issues, I think it's a very great ending, and it's really bleak and sad. And the only problem is they could have. This is what I wanted. I wanted maybe Harley Quinn to have been the one to blow up the court and take up the Joker role because she is a psychiatrist and she knows she's in this movie they said she's a psychiatrist still, but she knows these things. She's educated. She's educated, but she could still be a villain because she's obviously still mentally ill, and she could still be like Joker, but at least she would have like reasons for what she's doing. And even though like she's still a villain and she's doing these terrible things, the message she would still be able to tell. So I was hoping they would kind of do that, if that makes sense. But yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
No, I would have liked
because
that with
Joker
it would have been a lot better.
Yeah, Arthur Fleck is not equipped. He doesn't even know like barely what's going on with himself.
Yeah.
So he's not really equipped for that sort of thing, because people kind of look to him as a symbol because they feel like maybe they have issues and they're not getting help from the social system. Like they're like, this is a lot about like Medicare. They're cutting his Medicare, his funding for health, his prescriptions. Some people relate to that and they were kind of looking up to him, I guess.
Was that in the first
some
one
aspects.
or this one?
That's
both
what
of
he
them,
said, yeah.
But yeah, they talked about it again.
That's what he said during the Murray show, and then he brought it up, I think, again in the court.
Yeah, they brought it up again. And yeah, I just feel like she would be more equipped, and I was really hoping She's the one.
They
'cause
should have
sh-
done that. It sounds
she
better
was-
at least,
Yeah,
because
it
it felt like
sounds
they just
better.
dropped Harley Quinn and said, "All right,
Yeah,
later."
she didn't really have a part.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she didn't really. have a part in
Honestly,
this movie.
I feel like when she left the the ward or whatever, is like she would just pop in here and there and like tell Joker, Arthur Fleck, these things. And
like,
then
why is she
yeah.
psychiatrist if she's not? She
was-
obviously looks up to him for these ways, and then she doesn't explain any of it. Why? She doesn't.
So
I wish I could tell you the answer. But
yeah,
I
no,
really
but I feel like they truly
Yeah.
did drop the ball with Harley Quinn's character.
No, they
which
did. They
Could have
did.
been like that. Would have been actually really, really good to the film. That would have added more to the film. Because some people are equipped to do it, versus some other people who can't. You know.
Yeah, yes. All right. So let's keep going. So basically, what happens in the end then? What exactly happens?
In the very end.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So
a Gotham Joker. I don't know if you guys seen Gotham.
I know of his
No,
character. Yeah.
I heard about it.
Jerome, what's his name? Jeremiah, Joker,
Something
Yes.
like that. So okay.
stabs him in prison. Yeah.
He tells him a joke first.
Yeah, because apparently, why was that? Because apparently the police or the wardens got upset because he said something during the trial that he hated the warden, like he was a fat pig, lazy or something. Like he was just mad talking the wardens and the guards because of some sort of reason. I can't remember what was the reason. Do you know? Because remember he said it on
He
TV.
was well. That's what. No, I think that's when he was talking about everything, all the problems.
Oh, the problems.
He was
Okay,
just
so like
talking
the
about
warden
him.
and stuff.
They were all beating him up.
Yeah.
He was like, I go to jail and get beat up.
Okay, so that's what it was.
They don't get help.
Yeah.
Everything you see.
Yeah, and that's when the wardens, I guess, took him in the background. They say it's vague, but we all know what happened. That's what some people were saying. You know, like everyone's saying, nobody wants to say he got sexual assaulted. He did. Sadly, he did.
Yeah, again.
Because he came in there, he's like, oh, I'm in trouble. And I was like, okay, I hope they just beat him up, but they didn't.
Well, again, it's a realistic take.
Yeah.
That's the problem, and people can't handle it.
Yeah.
People cannot handle stuff like that.
We talk about,
Like,
that?
I'm talking about the general audience. That's like one of the biggest things that get them mad about the film. And they're like, oh, just because my favorite character in the first movie gets butt-fucked like that, I'm going to fucking hate this film. That's a problem. It's a realistic
Well,
take.
it's not the only thing that it's wrong with this film. It's just there's
Well, I know,
everything else
but
in the
that's
pie.
a part of the film.
Yeah, people have this like weird thing where they like take pride in the character and they're like, how dare you?
People did not like how they handled the character, and it wasn't good. And I agree with that.
Okay.
It's not good how they handled
I
that
think
character.
It's just
In
what
this
she
movie?
just said,
What are you
though.
talking
It's
about?
not Joker.
It handles his mental illness very well, and this movie is not about DC. It's about it's about Arthur and his mental illness.
but
and
it is DC.
No,
Okay.
but they're using the platform to tell this story.
Look, if they
it's
told
not
okay,
Joker. They tell specifically this isn't the Joker. This is just Arthur Fleck. So stop putting him on this like.
look, this movie wouldn't sell tickets if it didn't have
exactly.
Joker on there. That's the problem. People want to go see the first film because it has Joker.
Yeah.
And I assume Todd Phillips thought,
It literally was in awards season because it's Joker. Go ahead.
what was I saying? Listen, if this was just a movie about mental, like a random mental illness, with
It would
starring
be an
Joaquin-
indie that no one would
Exactly.
watch.
But
Literally
se-
another
Is that-
indie that no one would
there's
watch.
indies that people love
Ye-
watching.
okay,
yeah,
yeah,
they
but-
do, but for the most part, people don't see them. There's a group of people
Okay.
like me that go see these indie movies and love them, but most people barely even see them, let alone see the big
Look,
movies.
even you have to admit, like, if this did not have the name Joker, you probably would have not seen
You
this
wouldn't
film
watch
until people probably saw it and spread by mouth of word.
Yeah,
But
that's how it
se-
became
okay,
very popular.
But since this is called Joker using a Batman character, people are like, all right, let's see what this film's about. I'm talking about the original back in 2019.
yeah.
You'll see it because you're like, let's see what this movie has to offer as a standalone Joker without Batman. Remember? Without Bruce Wayne, which they did have to throw in Bruce Wayne in there.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm getting at. It would not sell. Even Warner Brothers knows that. That's why. They have to use this character, which they showed a different type of character. It's like, think of it as an alternate universe.
That's why I look at it. So yeah, it is still the Joker, but it's in a different kind of universe. Sure, fine.
And that's not who he wanted to be.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a realistic take on someone who struggles with mental illness.
It's true, but I think it did a very poor job at it, though, because I guess not a lot of people get it.
Yeah.
And sadly, I'm probably one of those because I don't get it.
Well, I'm adding the musical things.
Yeah, I'd say in the musical too, it did not work.
I think the musical is a way to portray his
Madness,
fantasies.
that's what it
no,
is.
his fantasies, because at first, in the first movie, his fantasies are Joker. Now he's wanting to change and he wants to be better, and so he's fantasizing about musicals instead. And I like the idea. It just wasn't fun to watch as a musical. I really like the ideas that he's decided to put into a Joker movie, and yeah, it's just sad that people don't get it. I think it's sad, and I think it's showing of how real life is.
People don't get cared for people who get
People don't
locked
care,
up.
Yeah,
That's
true.
the problem.
Showing that's the real world.
So
yeah.
that's why I thought the ending was fine with him getting stabbed like that.
Yeah,
really
it's
sad.
take it as you will. It's just one of those endings that if you don't do what's necessary or do what you're I want to say necessarily, but it's something that if you don't change, this world will eat you up, and that's what exactly happened.
No, this
to
is
Arthur.
not what this is about.
Okay, go ahead.
It's okay.
Go ahead.
It's about
It's about
so many failures, like in this person's life that led him to be where he is. Like,
he didn't
sure,
want to be the Joker.
there's things you can do, but if you have mental illness, you need help from other people. And he was failed by his mom. He was failed by the system. He was failed by rehabilitation. Failed by everything. And there's supposed to be support out in the country for people with, because it is actually, they're actual diseases. People think you can just help yourself, but there are chemical imbalances in people's brains, and they need help with therapy and medication, and these things aren't readily available. They're too expensive. People that don't have the money, they can't get help, or the people that want people around them that want them to get help, and just he was failed in every way possible.
I think it would have worked, like you said, but
Yeah.
I think if they didn't put the musical in, it would have been better. I think the message would have been more clearer.
They could have made they could have made the message clear and show his fantasies at the same time, but they would have had to balance that.
They did in the first one.
Yeah,
In
yeah,
the
exactly.
No,
See,
in the first one, they didn't fully get it. That's why people still didn't understand the first one.
No, I'm
They
talking.
still they sort of got it, I guess, maybe more than this one, but yeah, I don't know.
I think it's a musical. I think if I do like the point that you're doing, Ocean, I do like it, but I think it was overlooked probably because of the musical. And I do think it is his fantasy that has to be played somehow. But if they just, I think, dialed it down a little bit more and concentrate on the main things, like about the mental illness, and then I would have been like, all right, I get the point. Because it's kind of hard to go like,
Maybe it really had to be in your face just for people.
yeah, I think it has to because obviously the trial thing did not work. Obviously, the musical did not work. Apparently, Harley Quinn doing with the Joker, whatever they're trying to do.
Yeah.
You bought the relationship? Not really.
Like an easy way to show people maybe like the facts and everything could have been in the court trial, but then they just had him defend himself, and it's like,
Well, they
Really?
need a reason for him to look like the Joker.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
so
they
like
could
that.
have like gone into some things, maybe have his lawyer or doctors or psychiatrists. They could have really gone into it, had them explain this during the court trial, but then he just fires everyone. So
Yeah, I think that would have been better.
And it looks like they were trying to do it, a little bit like with things and stuff. Because, like, they did discuss what he was, like, feeling and what they thought about him. They did discuss a couple of his papers.
Yeah.
They did discuss that he only had a less than a 2-hour interview with the actual doctor.
yeah.
Yeah. See, like those.
Um,
If
They should have
concentrated,
they
on
should have
that.
hardened
But at
on
the
that a
same
lot
time,
more.
Yeah.
It is up to him, and that would be what a mentally ill person would do, is to fire their lawyer.
Which,
and,
really,
and
that
like
wasn't- yeah.
sabotage themselves, honestly.
That was
So-
like, and you're telling me, like, I'd be like, the people would, what would you think? this person's crazy.
Yeah.
You think he just ran like they know he's already not smart to begin with. They say it too, like when they talk about
Low
everything
IQ.
wrong with. Yeah,
See-
it's
see-
like who would think that?
See, the more I hear it, the more I start liking it. The idea of what you're talking about, Ocean. But the thing is,
Yeah.
it's just it did got overlooked. I think that's what happened.
No.
I think the music
It's-
kind of drowned out the message.
It's because I go into this movie already like looking for that.
Yeah.
I don't like. I went to school for psychology, so
Yeah, but I hate I hate the musical. I really hated it. I think that's why it's just dumb. I think he should have calmed down the musical, work on the real issues.
Well, maybe it's just really the court stuff,
Court.
because that was more of the main stuff throughout the
Yeah,
film.
and I think you could have probably balanced it out. Like, maybe you could have the two personality disorder. I don't know. Like in his head, like he's talking with himself or something. Like something different instead of the musical thing. Because I think that's the reason why I went down. If I'm looking into this, publicly,
It
like
was
what people
like-
see.
I feel like if it wasn't a musical, they would have just cut the music, and then it would have been a normal length movie. This movie was pretty long. It was like almost 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if it wasn't a musical, they would have just cut the music and done nothing else. So I don't know.
I think it's the music, like 100%. The more I think
no.
about it, it is the music. It maybe
No,
there is some
'cause-
messages around.
No, there
maybe.
is messages in the music. It's just like you have to try to look for it.
What was
But
the
like,
messages?
like he literally hardly when the lawyer told him that all these lies she told him, there was a musical scene where she shoots him. Remember where he's like, I thought this
I
was
completely
about
forgot
us.
about it.
He
Yeah.
shot her. She shot her. I mean, she shot him. Thank you. Yeah, and then that's when, in a way, Arthur was realizing that I'm being like used and stuff like that. But of course, when she comes to visit him, she reassures him that they're in this together and whatnot. That was the most in your face
That was
scene.
the most like.
Until she said, I have your baby. And then he goes back into being insane again. Because that's what happened, right? Like, he was trying to go like, you're lying to me.
Oh yeah,
And then she
did
goes
say
like,
that.
I have your baby.
Yeah, he
And then
tries
he's just
to.
like, oh,
Yeah, he tries.
I'm going to be a papa. And then that's when he goes crazy again.
I don't know. He's just mostly like trying to be what people want him to be, and then he's just like, I can't do it. And then people were disappointed in who he is actually as a person, and
Which is
gave up on him.
Because
So-
it is true, I do agree. It's just I wish he took it revenge or something against the wardens and stuff.
again a realistic
Yeah,
take.
exactly. Like it shouldn't be like maybe
This isn't a
it
superhero
was
movie.
close.
If it was actual Joker, yeah, he'd probably like blow up the city or something.
Well,
But
Or a
it's not
hospital.
well,
Joker.
let's be clear. There was an explosion.
Yeah.
We just didn't know who was the explosion.
I did
Yeah,
think it was Harley Quinn
That's
at
what I
first,
thought
but
so,
I was
too.
like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't
But
know
she
who
wasn't
it
there. She was
And
nowhere near.
Even the guys who like pick him up in the car, they're like,
What
I don't know what's
happened?
going on. Let's go. Like,
Yeah. See?
it was just
I
like,
thought they said something like this actually worked. I thought
I
they said something
didn't
like
hear
that.
that. No.
I don't know. I thought they said something like that, and
No.
we don't know who visited him in the hospital either.
Yeah, at the end of the film.
So there was an unknown explosion. Why was it there? I guess to have
mean,
a
in-
chasing.
Just for that scene where you could see Lady Gaga.
Oh, okay, that's right. So yeah, I do get the message about that, and I wish it just was, like pronounced more better, or at least, done differently in a way that people could understand it a little bit more. Because I do like the idea. It's just, I think it did got overshadowed by the music and some poor decisions that they put in, and it would have been nice seeing that. Either way,
Yeah.
I still think it's a disappointing film, though. It sucks. Because it could have been really great. It could have been.
I think the lawyer should have like really said a lot more than she did. I feel like she was really like skirting around things. I feel like she and Harley could have had a scene where they are like combating these ideas, because she sees Arthur and Harley sees Joker, and I feel like they could have like had this moment where they're like talking back and forth about this, and I feel like she just sees Harley and dismisses her. She's like, this crazy
So
bitch.
that's the problem I have
I'm like,
too.
what
Is
the
that
fuck?
she knows about Harley lying to him and stuff like that, and she knows that Harley's getting like in the way of this trial. She's keeping away. She let him close. What the hell? You already know it's like a bad influence, and then I think a scene he says like, he's the bad influence to her, when clearly she's trying to help him throughout the whole case, save him in this court, tells him how to act in the interview and stuff like that. It's all for he could get the best help.
Yeah, they're doing the classic like two girls telling different things to this one guy, like opposite things, and they're like, don't listen to her, no, don't listen to her, but then they don't actually talk it out together.
Yeah, which they should have that scene together. They should have, at least. They should have.
I think
they
it
should
have
clarified
it more.
They should have had a. I mean, especially again, Harley Quinn's character is a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
And then it's like, how are you going to tell?
Yeah, they could have had an interesting.
How are you going to tell me like this person went to school, has a degree in psychiatrics,
which is a doctor.
Yes,
by the way, so
is having her own problems, and then they're having this court case themselves about Arthur Fleck having problems when you could clearly already see with this. She checked herself in just to meet Joker. And you could see like what's going on in her head and what's happening and stuff like that. She set fire to that whole
the
movie. It's like, really? And you're saying she just did it because of it? She's clearly ill in her own way.
It's difficult. I really gotta, to be honest, I kind of want to rewatch it just to see if those little hidden messages was actually really good as
you're gonna build a
me
what?
thinking about it.
Remember that?
God, but yeah, God damn it, it's a musical. It has to be. I think the musical ruined the movie. Maybe if it was just like one song, two songs, but a really good song, and then because I think they could knock out a couple of songs, like the freaking.
I don't know. It didn't feel like a real musical.
It should,
or like it was a poor attempt on it. I don't know.
It was a poor attempt on it. Yeah, there is some truth in there that is true. The message, I think it was, kind of shot over a lot of people. Maybe if they'd done it better, they kind of didn't rush into things, just putting on the musical thing. I think Todd Phillip was doing a little bit too much of everything. He wanted to please, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, yeah, I could see that.
He could have focused on the message of his film, and he tried to do a courtroom drama and a musical.
Yeah.
And especially with media literacy being so down, people are not gonna get it with that much going on.
Wow.
So yeah, it just depends, man. Yeah, I wish I could make it, better, or at least talk a little bit more about this, because obviously I think there is a good message in there, probably. It was just.
I mean, there is a message there. It's just that
it wasn't brought out good. Like, at least
I mean, you could see everything happening around Arthur Fleck's character.
The thing is, you can see it, but there's nothing more. There's no more conversation on it, and nothing really helpful about it. It's just bleak, and it's just like, damn.
This is happening. This happened.
And it's just like,
and
wow, it really is like that.
It sucks, right?
Yeah.
You're living in it.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true, actually, yeah.
So what are you going to do? You going to let the world eat you then?
Well, I'm definitely not going to blow up a city. There's no point.
I don't think that's the way that you should be handling it. But yeah. So either way, those are our thoughts. It is a little bit, here and there. I'm still kind of debating on it. Like, maybe it's not as bad as I think of it, but I think there's some things that are really bad, and they just couldn't get the message.
The viewing experience is not
very
fun.
Yeah.
Again, it has to do with people like nowadays, like next scene, this, that. I have to get it. I need you to spoon feed me. That's the problem. I think a lot of these movies
also degrades the movie if it's
it
spoon feeding you. So it's like a hard balance to do. Like, do you want to spoon feed people, or do you want to like convey your message in a way where people have to think about it? You have to like do it in between, because I don't know, because people won't like the opposite ends of either of those options. So
yeah, but there's other films that did it a better job though. like, you know, bringing out a message like that. It just, maybe it is true. Maybe they just put too much into it. Like, we want to make this into a musical. We want to make it into a court case. We want to make it into a DC film, which is not. Like, it just, they tried doing a lot of things, you know, try to put everything into this film. And I think that's what messed it up and blended pretty bad. And if you just concentrated on one thing, like the mentality of the whole thing, it would have been better. But I guess he just didn't want to. Maybe he just saw Lady Gaga. He's like, hey, you want to be in the movie? Yay! We're going to make it into a musical.
I heard that wasn't actually the first choice.
Really? She was the first choice?
She wasn't the first choice.
She's a good actor.
I mean, yeah.
Who was the first choice?
I don't remember. It was an article. I just read the headline and I should actually read it.
Yeah, but yeah, either way, thank you guys for listening. I know this one's a long one.
I mean, it's definitely worth dissecting. This is one of the more films that I think you do have to dissect. You do probably have to watch it more than once.
Yeah, the question is,
the thing is, people aren't,
this.
and
They're
people
not
are not going to give it a
this.
chance, which I honestly think they should watch it. People out there, you should watch it,
But
and
they should just because it's
form your own
difficult
opinion.
trying to watch something that it is, you know, it's bad because clearly it's bad. The message is good. It's just it's bad. Like, it was mixing with the bad with the good, because people do not like the musical for sure. A lot of people hated it.
Yeah.
And obviously there are some things there that just didn't work really well, like the court case. And people are not just going to want to, you know, get it. They just don't want to see it in general after that point.
I mean, like,
it's one and done with them.
the thing is, a lot of people like all these superheroes and stuff like that.
Well, the Joker is a villain. He's not no superhero.
I know, but no, you know what I mean, though, like with the actions and the straight plot A to B, you know, that type of stuff.
I kind of don't blame them, because obviously, let's just, you know, you're already dealing with real world stuff. It's like, I want to just sit down and watch something.
You can't hide from the fact of what everything is.
Well, yeah, but you know, just give a reason for them, you know. Because obviously, I do think you probably should watch it twice to just understand the message a little bit clearly.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's kind of hard doing that when you see these awful things like combined with the good, like. Obviously, well, like I keep repeating myself, spinning my wheels is the musical. Obviously, I think they should have cut that out. But obviously, there was messages in there. It's just it definitely went over my head for sure.
It would have been nice for the movie to like start at the high of Joker telling Murray, it's like his whole like speech about society abandoning it. I feel like it's funny now because people were making memes of it. But if they started at that high where he like understood the problems and he was like explaining it on TV, and then he kind of just fizzles out after that, and then he doesn't really convey any message until what happens to him.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening, and we will see you guys on the next movie review. All right. Later, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.